again today. Today is the day of the sun and a perfect day to talk about Yakshinis. So recently I've had a very lovely student whom I initiated into the Yakshini sadhana, especially Nati Yakshini. And here I am to tell you a few more things. I've got many videos on Yakshinis. Detailed Kriya is also given. So kindly go through those videos if you're interested. Also, many people feel that Yakshinis are malevolent, they are dangerous, deadly sprites, and they are demons in a way. And I just want to tell you that that is absolutely incorrect. Yakshinis are supernatural beings, so they interact with you the way with what you have within you. So I've explained that the realm of sadhana uh, pretty much manifests to you in the sense of what you hold interior. Okay, so if you are fearful of Yakshini, please do not invoke them. If you think they are demons or they are destructive or they're going to destroy you or hurt you in some way, then please stay away. It is also said that Sattvic sadhaks or Deva Bhava sadhaks are not interested in such sadhanas. And I don't think that is correct because slowly, step by step, a sadhak, explores all kinds of energies. And Yakshinis and Pisachinis and Dakinis are none other than break off of Adi Shakti. So they are emanations of Adi Shakti. Whether we think they are destructive or they are, benevolent, that is entirely up to us and how we will experience what we hold inside, that manifests outside in sadhana. So if you are not comfortable with Yakshinis, then please do not invoke them. Please do not, get into this vidya. But there are some sadhaks that are heavily interested in Yakshini sadhana, in Apsara sadhana, and in Pari sadhana. So Yakshinis, Pisachinis, Dakinis are semi-divine beings, okay, semi-divine beings. And it is easier to propitiate them, to worship them, to invoke them than Adi Shakti like Lakshmi or Durga or Kali or the Mahavidyas, for instance. Many people who work with Mahavidyas oftentimes find that they are interested in Yakshinis because Vamacharis and Tantric scholars are interested in such supernatural beings. Okay, so I'm going to begin this very interesting story. So Lord Shiva is Udameshwar and he propounded the Udameshwara Tantra. Okay, and in it 36 different types of Yakshinis are described. Okay, 36 different types of Yakshinis. They're semi-divine feminine forms because Yakshas are masculine. And I told you one of Ganpati's names is Mahayaksha. Okay, now their description, these 36 Yakshinis, their description is provided in Udameshwara Tantra. Okay, also their mantras are given and their ritualistic practices are imparted for those interested. Okay, and if you are interested in Yakshini, then it's always, best that if you have a very well honed intuition, you can always follow your intuition, or best to consult someone who's already been doing sadhana for a while. Now, if you have not done Dasha Mahavidya sadhana, then it is not advised that you start Yakshini sadhana because ultimately the connection is to Parashakti or Adi Shakti. And then Yakshinis are emanations of Adi Shakti. So when you invoke Adi Shakti, you have developed a certain level of purity inside, or a certain level of wisdom is already within you, resides within you. So you will be able to experience the Yakshinis in the correct manner, therefore. Otherwise, you may get scared because there's just so much information that Yakshinis are malefic, Yakshinis will cause harm, and all of that, that people tend to get scared. And if you are fearful and you're doing Yakshini sadhana, then this is not advisable. So please abstain. This is for the Viracharis, people who are interested to discover the energies of Yakshinis and want to know more about them. The best thing to do is do not invoke the Yakshini as a lover unless you're really committed, because then although I don't really buy this, but this is what many people say, that Yakshinis tend to become very possessive of the sadhak, and they can sort of harm the sadhak if they are not being 100% faithful to the Yakshini. Okay, so but however, if you manage to invoke them, then you will see that the Yakshini will grace you with supernatural powers. Okay, because they are the gatekeepers to all of the treasures, especially treasures in the roots of trees, treasures in the mountains. The Yakshinis are sort of gatekeepers of all these treasures. Very interesting, right? Now, in the text, it is mentioned that Yakshinis are attendants of Lord Kubera. Okay. Now, there is another text that I want to mention here called Tantra Raja Tantra. In Tantra Raja Tantra, these Yakshinis are also mentioned. Okay, so we have Udameshwara Tantra and we have Tantra Raja Tantra. Both these texts detail Yakshini sadhana, Yakshini invocation in great detail, right? If there is more interest at a later stage, I will do individual videos of all of the different kinds of Yakshinis. But for now, let us understand that the Yakshinis are the attendants of Lord Kubera. Okay, who is Lord Kubera? Lord Kubera is the god of wealth. Okay, so by invoking Lord Kubera, you can become very, very wealthy. Now it is said that Lord Kubera actually invoked Uchishta Ganpati to become the treasurer of gods. So there's a very profound connection here, and Uchishta Ganpati is Mahayaksha. Okay, so Yakshinis are attendants of Lord Kubera. Now, Yakshinis are beautiful. I have had personal experiences with them, which I will get to later on in the video. So, watch to the end. But they are, the people who say that Yakshinis are fearful, it is because of their psychology. It's, their interaction with the Anima Principle. The Animus Principle, as Carl Jung said, a man encounters the feminine as the Anima Principle, and the female encounters the man as the Animus Principle. Okay, so we have to understand that if you have a sort of a you have had a difficult experience with the feminine, you may oftentimes experience them as scary. The way they look, the way they behave, the way what they tell you. But it is not necessarily with every single sadhak. In my experience, and in many other sadhaks whom I've spoken to, they have appeared as very beautiful, very porcelain-like fair skin, glowing complexion, two arms, anthropomorphic, as in they look like us, very luxurious clothes, unguents and perfumes, and they have garlands of flowers on them. Okay, and they love sandalwood paste, which is gandha, prithvi tattva. They're very connected to the earth elemental. Okay, now there is a way to invoke. If you do not know each yakshini and each mantra and each kriya, I'm going to give you a one mantra that can invoke any yakshini. Okay, but if you have some kind of fear inside of you, then don't do it. Okay, this is not advisable for all. So it's Reem, Shreem, Nitya Drave, Mada, then name of Yakshini, Shreem, Reem. So for instance, some names are Vichitra. okay, Hamsi, Mahabhaya. These are some of the Yakshinis. So how will that be? Say we take Vichitra, the name of Vichitra. So we say Reem, Shreem, Nityadrave, Mada, Vichitra, Shreem, Reem. Okay, say for instance it's Mahabhaya. Then we say Reem, Shreem, Nityadrave, Mada, Mahabhaya, Shreem, Reem. So this generic mantra, which is Reem Shreem Nitya Trave Mada, name of Yakshini, Shreem Reem. Okay, so you find the name, the Yakshini you want to invoke, and you put a name in there. If you do not know the each vidya of each Yakshini, okay, which many people may not know, so this is one sort of generic mantra that will work for all Yakshinis, okay. Now, like I said, Hamsi is another Yakshini, the swan-like. So you will say Reem, Shreem, Nitya, Drave, Mada, Hamsi, Shreem, Reem. And yes, you have to chant many, many times. It is said 27 lakh times. So that's what I did in my experience, which I will relate at the end of the video. Now, Nati is the Yakshini that I had invoked, and I'd invoke some others. I'll get into those stories, but today I'll tell you my experiences with Nati, or Nati as some call her. Some say Nati, some say Nati. Ratipriya is also one very powerful Yakshini, right? Now, they belong to the Yaksha Jati, as we belong to Manushya Jati. Jati is species. So Yaksha is a species of semi-divine beings, right? Yaksha. So they belong to the Yaksha species, Yakshinis and Yakshas, all right? Uh, uh, you find the mention of Yakshinis not only in Hinduism, also in Buddhism, as well as in Jainism. So they're very popular in these three systems that were born in India. So when you see, when you read the myths, when you read the stories, even Nehru adopted the Yakshini symbol in the Ashoka pillar, is because they are gatekeepers. Gatekeepers, okay? So when we say Ganpati is Mahayaksha, Ganpati is actually the gatekeeper to the medulla oblongata. And I've said in my mentioned in my article, who is Ganesha, in my blog, that when you slice the brain, the medulla oblongata looks like a little elephant person, like Ganpati. So also Ganpati is the gatekeeper of the Mooladhara chakra, right? Now, there's a lot of mention of Yakshinis in Buddhism and Jainism and Hinduism. They're all over the place, okay? Now, the first and foremost thing for all those people saying that, they are demonesses, so they put lust in a human's heart, that is absolutely incorrect. If you have lust in your heart, then you will only get lust. If you have peace in your heart, you will only get peace if you invoke Yakshini. If you want to take their energy and if you want to help people, that is what will happen. So you literally attract what is within you, okay? And that is literally how reality is created. Okay, what is within you, you manifest outside. Always remember that. Now, the thing to remember here is Adi Shakti or Parashakti, the feminine, the primordial feminine, Mula Prakriti, created these semi-divine beings. Okay? Now, each Yakshini has their own specific tree, their own specific flowers, and their own specific fragrance. Okay? Each Yakshini, mind you not, okay? So if you're working with a particular Yakshini, like say Nati likes the Ashoka tree. So the worship of Nati must be done under an Ashoka tree. Okay, so remember that. Fragrance, unguents, perfume, certain types of perfumes attract Yakshinis. even the smell of mehendi or henna. Okay, now, so there is a sadhana by which a hybrid yakshini is created. A hybrid yakshini, by infusing the powers of 12 yakshinis. Okay, a hybrid yakshini, very superior yakshini is created, and she can be invoked. So once you merge these 12 yakshinis, again 12, see 12 signs of the zodiac, right? 12 months of the year. So these, the amalgamation, the congregation of the powers of these 12 yakshinis creates one super avatar, one super hybrid yakshini. The first one is Vichitra. Vichitra is the lovely one. Okay, the second one is uh, Vibrama, okay, or Vibrama, or the amorous one, okay. Then Janaranjika, who delights all, Janaranjika, okay. Vibharma, Vichitra, Vibharma, Janaranjika, she delights all, okay. Mahendri, Mahendri is powerful. She gives power, okay. So many politicians invoke Mahendri, okay. Many women will invoke Vichitra to be beautiful. Nati is known as the actress. uh, Manohara, Manohara is again another yakshini. She's known as the fascinating, okay. She's fascinating, very fascinating person. Then Pramoda, Pramoda is the fragrant one, so you can, get her to come close to you by fragrance. Anuragini, she is the passionate. So, for instance, your life is, devoid of passion, devoid of anything really exciting. That's when you invoke Anuragini. Then we have Ratipriya. Ratipriya is fond of love making, and she's like an expert in love making. So, if you're looking to, increase your skills in the bedroom, then you invoke Ratipriya. Then we have Nati or Nati. Okay, Nati is known as the actress. In Bengal, we have a very powerful play by Shambhu Mitra called Noti Binodini. Noti Binodini. It's performed by his daughter Shamuli Mitra, and it is absolutely fascinating. Okay, it's a one-woman show, and I think it is one of the most provocative, performative pieces I have ever seen. Noti Binodini, right? And then we have, in fact, a lot of actresses tend to invoke Nati or Nati. Then we have Mekhala. Mekhala is a one who casts a love girdle, right? So again, you see that love spell or all kinds of love work is done through this particular yakshini. Then we have Kameshwari. Kameshwari is also, Kama is desire. So Kameshwari is also expert in conjugal activities or copulation, right? And we have Bhishani. Bhishani is terrifying. So all of these 12 yakshinis can be, their powers once amalgamated creates a very special hybrid avatar, right? And the correct tantric knows how to invoke this particular feminine, primordial, powerful power, whom we call Yakshini. Now, Yakshinis are known as very many things in different cultures. All right, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, specially call them Yakshinis. Remember, they are gatekeepers. Gatekeepers in the realm of, in the roots they live, in this terrestrial realm. But they also hold secrets in the extraterrestrial. Yes, yes. So Noti Binodini is a very famous play by Shamuli Mitra. Now, like I mentioned before, that Nati is oftentimes invoked by actors, okay, by actors, actresses, Bollywood. It's a very popular Yakshini that they invoke. And once she is invoked correctly, you shall forever remain glamorous, beautiful, and you will be a successful actor, a very successful actor. Okay, in fact, many say that there is a very famous actress called Rekha. So it is said that she works with Nati Yakshini. So the mantra of Nati that I will give you is Om Hum 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 Fat Fat Nati Hum Hum Hum. Now I told you that Hum is the beach of Chinnamasta, right? The amalgamation of electricity and sound. So each of these vidyas are cosmic powers. The Dasha Mahavidyas are the 10 points that the primordial feminine can be explored through or known via. Okay? So this is a very powerful mantra that I gave you. In case you want to know more about it, you can email me. But let's get straight to exploring a bit more. Now, if you're chanting this mantra, this has to be started on a full moon or a purnima, right? Best not to do it during a new moon. Okay, start on a full moon. And the best nakshatras that you can work under will be Ashadha. So Ashadha, yes, very good, very good. And I will pin this comment. Hopefully, I'll pin this comment if I remember. I have some more videos to do today. So Ashadha, Shravana, and incidentally, I just made a video on Saturn retrograde in Shravana Nakshatra. So check that video out. Bhadrapada and Ashwini. So in these nakshatras, the work of Yakshini sadhana must be started. Right? Now, like I said, that I've mentioned this before, that the esoteric occult school of Gyanganj is actually the secret holders of the Yakshini tradition. Okay, the key holders of this Yakshini tradition. So, I have a very close association with Gyanganj. So please check out my videos on that if you haven't already. But the thing is that Yakshini sadhana must be followed up with Kumari Puja, which is, ceremonial worship of girls who have not yet started menstruating. So about 9, 10, 8, 6, like that, okay? Now, so Kumari Puja is a must, right? As well as the Yakshini must be offered. You must, offer the Yakshini things like clothes, food, sweets, unguents, which is perfume, attar, incense, and all of that. Now, the thing with Yakshinis are that the first thing is they are known for merriment and enjoyment. So if you feel like your life's just boring and there's like literally nothing to it, this could give you the fuel, the sort of passion to comment something completely new, to do something new, to explore a new side of you. They are nature sprites, so they're very close to nature. In places like this, they do exist. It's in fact the place I live in now. I never lived in a place like this. I lived in a concrete jungle, in a place called Cuff Parade in Colaba in South Bombay. So I came all the way to the suburbs to live right here next to nature, and it is absolutely beautiful because I've lived and pretty much I was born in a big city and lived in a city all my life. So the connection with nature was somehow was something I was missing. And this sort of see, these are the types of places that Yakshinis reside in. Lakes, some Yakshinis love water. They're nature sprites, so they're always close to nature. Remember that. They are benevolent. Now, this is, if you go on the web and you type Yakshini, you'll just see people writing they're ferocious, they look evil, they are haggard, they're scary, but they're not. It's because these people manifest what is inside of them. So if there's something dark inside of you, that's what you're going to manifest. right? Not everybody has these experiences. However, take caution when you approach vidyas like this. It is not for everybody, right? So the thing is that they are not malevolent because they are not violent. They are in fact completely adverse to violence. Okay, they are shant. They believe in shanti, benevolent, and they're caretakers of treasures. Treasures of different kinds, all kinds of mythical treasures, all kinds of, even physical treasures like gold, or, like just stuff that if humanity possibly accesses, then it could be diabolical. Because we are full of greed and whatnot. So we have war, we have destruction, we have poverty. No, I don't speak to anybody on WhatsApp. You can book a session by email, go to my website and fill out my form. And if you want to book a reading, let me know. The costs are on my website. So like I said, that they are extremely benefic and very benevolent. But if you are one of those and you've had a dark experience with Yakshini, then it is because you have that darkness inside of you, literally. And then your job becomes how to transcend that darkness and step into the light. However, darkness and light are two sides of the same coin. Okay, you can drop me an email, tina@tinaheals.com. So I respond to, hey Nicole, thank you so much for your support. You've been so kind. Thank you. So remember that they're caretakers of treasures, untold, unimaginable treasures. Okay, hello. And once, if you invoke the Yakshani and she is appeased, then you become mesmeric, you become hypnotic. Okay, there's something about you that is absolutely hypnotic. People can't, take their eyes off you. Or, when you speak, everybody just listens to you. Okay, so this is definitely the supernatural powers of these beings that they can impart to us. And since most of my workshops are done with people in the US and in the UK, I have simplified all of this ancient knowledge to give to you in a very contemporary way, to make you understand this, so you may access this ancient wisdom and you may benefit from this. However, this is not for everybody. Again, I caution you that if you have something dark or devious inside, you want to harm someone with this, then I suggest you don't do it. Because the dark magic, if you do dark magic, it doubles back, it comes to you. Thank you so much. That's my first Indian currency donation on YouTube. I tend to get mostly dollars. It's my first INR donation. Yes, thank you. All right, now let's get to understanding the hypnotic aspect of these nature sprites. So there's something very mesmeric about them. It makes me think of this song, mesmerize my soul. I got to, so I went to metal from here, but I'm going to get straight back to Yakshinis because, see, again, I want to cut my video short because they're getting so long. Once I start blabbing, then I can't stop. So I'm going to have to concise them for the sake of brevity and yes, and really get cut to the chase. So the key to this is that if you invoke the Yakshini correctly, then forever you are youthful. So we've heard age is just a number, right? And literally, age is just a number. Okay, so if you manage to achieve Siddhi in this Vidya, right? Thank you so much. I am so touched by you guys. Thank you, thank you. So now I'm going to tell you a private story of mine, right? This is back in 2000, and it was when I first came to this city and I started working. I was doing theater and all of that, and I was sort of on my way to acting, and I had thought that I was going to be an actor. So I started the Nati Sadhana. And this is pretty crazy because I used to go to a place called the US Club, and it's like the tip of Bombay, right? It's at the other end. You can see the seas. The seas are wild, and some days it's so dark. So I used to go to this place called the US Club, and there was pretty much no one there. And then you had a little pathway that would take you through the rocks, up into the trees, and that's where I started this particular sadhana, right? And this is like 21 years ago, almost like 2 decades ago. Jesus, right? So, and I began this particular sadhana from Shukla Paksha, which is the dark half of the moon, right? I told you you have to start from the dark half of the moon. And and again, the mantra ucharan must be done 2,70,000 times. Now, many of my students who do the Yakshini workshop with me cannot obviously, chant such huge numbers. So I say 108 times at least. 108 times, okay, in a day. And so what happened is with me that when I went there and I was told by my guru, who I'm very psychically connected to, he is from Gyanganj, like I just mentioned. And I drew this little circle, right? And I began to chant. And I began to chant, and I would go there many times actually, and to the US club leading to this pathway, and I would do the sadhana. So I did not have a Yakshini yantra at that point because there was no Amazon that time, and I order everything of mine from Amazon these days. But back then there was no Amazon, so you literally had to just go and source everything yourself. So it was not possible for me, and I was told to create a sort of a mound, a small mound with cow dung. I know it sounds gross, but it isn't. Cow dung actually has a lot of healing properties. Okay, so I built that and I put ambience on top and I put a sandalwood paste, right? And I sprinkled some rose water. Like I said, the Yakshinis love rose water, and I began to chant that mantra that I gave you. Very, very powerful mantra. I actually don't do Yakshini sadhana anymore because now I have my and now I have my Uchishta Ganpati sadhana that I have commenced on for 11 years. Right, it's my first year, and oh my god, did I just have I okay. Wow, that is strange. I find it quite healing because it has a very healing side to it. So what I did was I did 2,70,000 chants, okay? Yeah, with the ocean smell completely. So Neptunian, right? So Neptunian. So I began to do this sadhana for 2,70,000 times, and it was just so wild because I was having all these experiences, and I was asking Nati that, here I wanted to be an actor, and here I wanted to do all this. And after Siddhi, I was told that no, I was not to be an actor. So, in a sense, I was doing that Kriya to be an actor, but I was told that no, that is not the path I need to take. So, at that point, I was very young and I was absolutely heartbroken because when I obviously got a Purna Darshan, but when I was told that this is not the line I need to pursue, I told you Satavisha Nakshatra, Satavisha 100 healers. So I realized that my destiny would take me somewhere else. Yes, yeah, Amidi. Yes, I do. So it was really crazy, my experiences with Nati. And very recently, I'm doing a workshop with someone in the US about Nati Vidya, and all of these experiences came to me. And I felt like, is this a valid time to share this? So it's quite crazy because what I felt with the Yakshinis is that they are magical, right? And Yaksha literally means power of magic. So there's something very mystical, there's something very magical that is, that can be had from these semi-divine beings. So that's it again, 35 minutes and I'm done because I will be back right now in like 2 minutes with the next video that I intend to do, which I will explain to you via Kumbasta, which is a Hellenistic concept. And, for those interested in Hellenistic astrology, follow me there. Please join me for that broadcast. As well as I will explain the degree Serpentis, which is known as the accursed degree. So, speak soon. I mean, in 5 minutes. Thank you, and speak to you soon. I mean, see you right now.